Hello and welcome to the United Stand. It's the Ramble. We're talking Antoine Griezmann. We're talking Lucas Tousart of Lyon. I'm not great with French names, but have you ever heard of him? Very interesting story about him. We'll also be talking Jesse Lingard and a few others as well. Lots to talk about, but we'll start off with Antoine Griezmann, who has dismissed a move to Manchester United. He's fed up. Morning Beck, morning to Soccer Ball and morning to Barry Beckford. It's 3:20 AM wherever he is. Yes, Antoine Griezmann is tired of the Manchester United rumours, which I suppose a lot of us are probably a little bit tired about it, to be honest. Basically coming out, he's been asked about it all the time, and he has said that Manchester United, why would he want to leave Atletico Madrid? He loves the weather, he loves the manager, and he loves the players and what they are building at Atletico Madrid. You know what? You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar, Antoine. There's a big, massive reason to leave Atletico Madrid, and you wear it on the back of your shirt every single year. It's the number 7. Why do you wear the number 7, Antoine? Because you love David Beckham. Who did David Beckham iconise the number 7 at? Manchester United. Who does your brother love? Manchester United. So there's a massive reason to join Manchester United, and that's just one of many. You might be a bit of a mercenary, you might fancy doubling your wages. That is another one. You might want to play for a bigger club than Atletico Madrid. You cannot go to Real Madrid from Atletico Madrid. You will not be going to Barcelona because they don't want you. Manchester United. There are so many reasons that this deal will happen. I'm not believing anything. He keeps talking about the weather like he's Michael Fish in the 80s. No interest in listening to what Griezmann's got to say. It's all banter. It's all keeping the press guessing. Because remember, Manchester United will want this deal to be big, just like Pogba. So it's inevitable that he's not going to come out and say, I'm going. Especially when he's got so much to be on about with Atletico Madrid, and Manchester United have got so much going on with their season as well. So I have got no concerns about Griezmann and what he's been saying about not coming to Manchester United. And as Tousart just said there, he's not that bothered. He's not that bothered. Let's see what happens. It is a ramble today. Robbie's legged it, and it's a bit wet underground, but it's quite mild. I'm quite warm. I might undo my coat a little bit. Football Red Devils hopes that Griezmann comes, and so does Sean Stevenson. Oh, I think he will do. Koshish says Sanchez instead of Griezmann. Remember to drop a like on the video if you like this style of video. We've not done a ramble for a while. And don't worry, I will have Robbie for you. He is on the ramble. He's just legged it off somewhere, so I will find him for you. So Griezmann, yeah, banter. Top back banter. Fake news. Press trying to make us think it's not going to happen. Probably the club as well, probably his agent, so I'm not concerned. And to say there's no reason to leave Atletico, he keeps going on about the bloody weather like he's on holiday in Mallorca. You got to play football, mate. You got to come play some football. Atik says hi from South Africa. Okay, let's get on to this next one, because it's quite a bit of interesting news that not a lot of people will know about. I know a little bit about this lad. In fact, I watched him play against Roma the other night. I hope a lot of you did watch that game, because it was fantastic after our dull Europa League game, and at some point I think if we continue in this tournament we will have to play Lyon or Roma. A very good game, 2-1 to Roma at half time. Lyon ended up winning 4-2. They were the home side. As Blazing Guns said, Griezmann can't say anything other than he is tired about the Manchester United speculation. He's under contract with Atletico Madrid. It's not about to ruin that. So yeah, totally agree with that. So Lucas Tousart, I think that's his name, could be Lucas Tousart. Straight please, straight. It's too muddy that way. Still a bit wet in the UK, even though it's quite mild. Lucas Tousart, he has been dubbed the new Deschamps by the press, and Robbie is running off there. There he is, look. Robbie, all right. Dubbed the new Didier Deschamps by the French press, and he is obviously a defensive midfielder. He's 19 years of age. There's interesting things about him actually. He's 19 years of age. He's going to be 20 soon. He's played about 20 odd games for Lyon. He's 6'1", so he's got a good height about him for a DM. He is he's out of contract at the end of the 2000. I think it might be this season. I've got a funny feeling he might be out of contract this season. If it's not this season, which does seem a little bit early, it's definitely next season. So there's a deal there to be done. Very good player. I mean, I'm not a massive Deschamps fan. I'm not a massive Deschamps fan. I think he's a crap manager, and I never really liked him as a player. Water carrier, as Cantona said. But Manchester United do need that sort of player. They do. We do need that sort of player, and I think he's more mobile than Deschamps. So it's a personal thing with me and Deschamps. I've got no problem with the old Kante sort of role. In fact, I think that's exactly what Manchester United need. As Sander says, anyone who gets dubbed the new X always seems to flop. James Bowman, we don't want Lukaku. Oh, he's a big game bottler. That's my opinion. You might want him. But yeah, staying with Tousart. Interesting, very interesting that it's come out. He's doing great things at Lyon, and he could be an interesting signing for Manchester United if we wanted him. My only slight fly in the ointment would be, we've got somebody who can play that role who's around that age. Fosu Mensah, and I'll keep saying this till the cows come home, and unfortunately there aren't any cows in this field, so they're not going to come home. But Fosu Mensah is around the same age as Tousart, and I think if Fosu Mensah was playing in the midfield of a Hull or even a Lyon, he'd be one of the best players in European football, one of the best young players in European football. So it does slightly frustrate me a little bit. It's something we're going to pick up again tonight, and I think it's going to be a recurring theme until Mourinho changes tact, really. You know, he's quite dismissive about, I'm not going to go to Chelsea and play a Nicky Butt team, which basically means he's not going to play the youth. Fosu Mensah is ready, so why are we looking around for 19 or 20 year olds who are doing quite well for teams who are actually using their youth at the moment? It doesn't make any sense to me. So Fosu Mensah is ready, and I would want him at Manchester United playing in the first team. So Tousart, I'm not going to say he's a bad signing, he could be a good signing, but we need to start putting some faith in the youth players that are ready, of which Fosu Mensah is certainly one. Talking about another youth player, Jesse Lingard. Whoa! Well, you've just had a funny moment. You've just had a very funny moment there, as I. Oh, you've had a cracker there. You've had an absolute cracker. I've got mud on the screen. Hopefully, it's not all over the camera. Oh, and I'm probably upside down now. Oh no. No. Let's get back. Whew. Bit of a you've been framed moment there. The camera just went. Unfortunately, it's not over there. That's bloody Lingard for you. We're just about to talk about Jesse Lingard and the youth, and he's messed up my stream. It's haunting me. Not as much as Jordy Devil, he hates him. But Jesse Lingard apparently linked to Arsenal and Chelsea. Let him go. Let him make the mistake. I mean, Lingard's a fantastic a squad player. He's great as a squad player, but he's not a first team player. I don't know what the situation is with his contract. Apparently we're going to give him a new one. I thought he had a new one quite recently. No issues with Lingard as a fringe squad player. I don't think he should even be on the bench unless we've got injuries. To be honest, I don't think Jesse Lingard's played well for Manchester United for a long time. Bit like my phone, he's a flop. Hey, that's a good joke. I saw that on the live comments. He does well at Wembley, but even in the League Cup final, he had a bad game. He scored a goal, but he had a bad game. I can only assume that it's in Paul Pogba's contract that Jesse Lingard must stay there for the entirety of his contract, so he's got someone to dance with. You know, people have these entertainment clauses, you know, like I think Alan Shearer had it in his contract at Newcastle that he must be provided with 5 rent boys every week. So, you know, Pogba's probably got it in there that he has... that was a joke, by the way, that Pogba... Well, it might be... I can neither confirm or deny it was a joke from me, but it might have been true. Pogba probably has it in his contract. So Lingard there is quite interesting. De Gea, I urge you, if you've not watched the De Gea video I did yesterday, there is an update on that. It's coming out in the press more today than it was yesterday, but we'd heard about this on Friday, so I did the video yesterday morning. Go and watch the De Gea video after this one to get the latest on De Gea. Needless to say, May is the date. Interesting, concerned. I think it's going to build up over the next few weeks. I'm going to talk about Strootman, no worries, I can do that. And also Alexis Sanchez. I did a video on that. A lot of people seem to think it can't happen. 100% it can happen. As I said, go and watch the video for all the reasons on there as to why that can happen. Strootman, I've heard him mentioned a few times. It won't happen for a couple of reasons. He's come back really well from his knee injury, but he was Van Gaal's golden boy. The World Cup that Van Gaal had at Holland before he came to Manchester United, he built the team around Strootman, and then Strootman had a relapse of his knee injury. And he's doing well now, Strootman. He nearly came to Manchester United. I think we would have signed him that summer if he'd persisted and done well, but didn't quite work out. He's a Van Gaal fanboy. I can't see him coming to Mourinho for that reason, but you know, it won't happen. Who else have I read about today? So we've done Lingard, we've done Griezmann. Big game tomorrow, obviously, against Chelsea. We're live tonight at 8:30, and I want some of you to Skype in. We did this last week. I mean, I probably will get Alex to come on the show with me, but the third guest, the third wheel, you're never a third wheel, will be you lot. I want you lot to get Skyping in like you did last Sunday, and we're sort of working on the Sunday show. It's never going to go anywhere. Instead of resident guests, we want to get more of you lot involved, so do Skype in. You can set the theme for the show if you've got certain things you want to talk about, but some of the themes I've got an idea about, and do get comments in below, because I will read later your comments if you've got any specific topics. Really interested in Herrera v Kante tomorrow. Caused a lot of shit on Twitter yesterday, even with some Manchester United fans. Very disrespectful of of Herrera. I said I'm really interested to see Herrera against Kante tomorrow. It's not going to be the whitewash that a lot of people think, that Kante is totally better than Herrera. I just don't think some United fans actually watch Manchester United play. Herrera's been our most consistent player in the last month, and we've not been playing that great. Very interested to watch that tomorrow, and I think the press, who just live up Kante's backside, and he's a great player, I like Kante, are going to be very surprised about that. I do want to readdress the youth, because I still think that that's not being used, and I think there's a big D-Day coming tomorrow. I think the biggest thing you're going to see tomorrow is a real indication of whether Mourinho is just not using the youth because he doesn't want to, he wants to use more experience, or he is he's totally ignorant of it, and he's never going to use it. For those who've not picked up on it, we're going to go more in depth with this and get your views on it, but I think Mourinho's hitting a tipping point tomorrow night. It should be Rashford up front every day of the week. With no Zlatan, it should be Rashford up front. He's the one with the pace. He's the one with the ability. If he picks Rooney, then there is no reason for it. I mean, I've already moaned this season about Ashley Young playing at right back over Fosu Mensah. And Ashley Young was crap the other night. Absolute rubbish. Really didn't understand the wing-back role at all, and should not be playing over Fosu Mensah. But if he picks Rooney over Rashford tomorrow, and this is nothing against Rooney, if Rooney played as the number 10, I'd still disagree with it, because Mkhitaryan or Mata are better. But if he puts Rooney at number 9 tomorrow, then there's something wrong. And that something wrong is what Mourinho's done throughout his career, which is prefer people in their 30s, so more experience, over youth players who are potentially better. And it's got to be Rashford for me tomorrow, but you might have a different thought. But for me, Rooney's finished as a number 9, but I think he'll do it because that's what Mourinho does. He values people in their 30s over people in the youth. So that's that. We'll touch on that tonight, 8:30 as always, and you can Skype in. It's Mark Goldbridge. Please do drop a like if you like the ramble. We've not done it for a while. I don't know whether you like the rambles. Robbie seems to be the star more than me. The dropping of the phone will probably be on Twitter as a GIF very soon or something, so I'll look forward to that. I know some of you like to do those. I'll certainly be watching it back. But yes, Griezmann, got no concerns about it. We seem to talk about him on every ramble. I haven't got any concerns about Griezmann. Another thing I wanted to say while we're on about transfers that I probably won't pick up tonight, so here's a golden nugget for those who persist through to the end of the videos, which you always should do on the United Stand, because you never know what's about to happen. Some people have suspected I might get gang raped by a gang. Probably not going to happen out here in the sticks, but you know, who knows. But I was thinking about this. Ashley Young I want to get rid of, he's on the decline. Rooney I think will go, and Schweinsteiger is clearly going to go. You know how much that is in wages that we're going to get rid of? 300 grand a week for Rooney, nearly 200 grand a week for Schweinsteiger, and 120 grand a week for Ashley Young. That's £620,000 a week we are going to save when them 3 players go this summer. So for those people who are on about, oh, we can't get Griezmann and Sanchez, we can't get this, that and the other, that's a massive amount of money. You know, that is, well, it's Ashley Young. I mean, I like Schweinsteiger, but Ashley Young, Schweinsteiger and Rooney out of the club for Griezmann and Sanchez, and you'd still have change because you wouldn't pay them both 300 grand a week. So that's the sort of money Manchester United have to play with this summer, just by actually doing economical things like, you know, getting rid of the deadwood. And we also know that Manchester United aren't necessarily dictated by those economical terms anyway. We will just go and spend money that we've got. So that's an interesting thing that I don't know whether a lot of people have picked up on that. But I'm very excited about the Chelsea game tomorrow. I'm very excited about the transfer news. Always. You know, I'm sure you put a lot of time into it, as I do, every day, just researching things. I watch a lot of football. But the Tousart thing, he's a good player, but again, the frustration with me comes back to the fact that, well, we're looking at a 19-year-old playing in the French league, and he's good, but this, I just feel, I don't know what you lot think, I just think Fosu Mensah has been wasted and regressed this year. If he'd gone on loan to, like I say, a Hull City or a Bournemouth, he could have played 30 Premier League games, got really good Premier League experience built upon the ones he'd had last year, and he'd be ripping it up, and we'd, like Pereira, we'd be going, wow, we can't wait for him to come back. Whereas all he's done is spent all, he doesn't even play for the under-23s that much. All he's done this season is pretty much just sit on the bench, and that's regression for a young player. He should be playing first team football, and he hasn't been, so disappointed by that. I'm not saying I wouldn't like us to go and sign Tousart, because he could be a good player, but that is where it goes wrong for me for Manchester United. That is where it goes wrong for me for Manchester United at the moment, is that buying players of a certain age and quality, you know, like a Sanchez or a Griezmann, is brilliant, but buying 19-year-olds when you've already got somebody who's a 19-year-old is interesting. Cameron's on about, what do you think of Dybala? Good striker. Mertens as well. Lewandowski. There's a lot out there, and I've purposely not really mentioned Zlatan today because he has, well, I'll mention him now, he has been offered massive money by LA Galaxy, but people say, well, he's not going to go anywhere because we can activate the second year of the contract, which we can. However, Mourinho's always been quite consistent about this, and that is that if people want to go, they can go, which is exactly what I've said in the David De Gea video, and Mourinho has said it. If you want to go, you can go, you know. So Zlatan could be kept here for another year, but if he wants to go, he'll be allowed to go. So it'd be interesting to see what will happen with that. And if he does go, I think if we keep De Gea and Zlatan, what Mourinho said is true. He's only going to sign 2 or 3 players this summer. If we lose De Gea and Zlatan, then we will obviously... someone said behind me. There's nothing behind me. If we lose De Gea and Zlatan, then I think we will be signing 4 or 5 players, because we've got to replace 2 players. He's probably not that happy about getting rid of. There's Robbie, for those who are interested in him. So yeah, lots to talk about. But we'll be live tonight at 8:30. I want some of your comments, and if you're not watching live, please do comment below. Give us some topics you want to talk about tonight. Obviously, I'm going to talk about this youth v experience thing and where Mourinho stands, because I think tomorrow is D-Day. If he picks Rooney over Rashford, I think it's a worrying sign about whether he will actually use the youth. Also, obviously, we'll be talking about the Chelsea game a little bit. Josh Twinkie, you genuinely seem to think Manchester United are the biggest club in the world and everyone wants to join them. Yes. Come back at me with something that's not true, mate. We are the biggest club in the world. Of course we are. And, well, we are. You could argue it with anybody. We will be talking about Pogba a little bit tonight. I accept that needs to be talking about. Everton are 2 points behind us, but we've got 2 games in hand on them, so I'm not worried about Everton. Although those people are fed up of being 6th, we could, at least there's some manoeuvrability there, because we could go to 7th. Yeah, join us tonight at 8:30. Lots to talk about. Oh, here we go. Unique FIFA. You're not the biggest club in Manchester even. Oh, this is just so funny. From a club who struggled, who was in League 2 about 10 years ago, and who struggles to fill a ground that's only got a capacity of 50,000. Manchester City. I wish I hadn't even replied to that. You are so insignificant. All you've got is oil money. You're like Shell. Rashford must start. Yeah, we'll be talking about that tonight. I think we'll open up with that tonight because it's going to be controversial. Rooney and Rashford. There's a lot of news that Rooney will start, which is ridiculous. So we'll start with that tonight at 8:30, and I think it will create a good debate. And that rhymes. Thanks everyone for watching. Please do drop a like on the video if you like the ramble. Robbie's heading home. There's a road up there. We need to get him on his lead. Go and watch the De Gea. There's 2 videos that you might not have watched yesterday. The De Gea video is up on the channel. We're discussing the latest with De Gea, which is why I've not talked about it tonight, and the top 5 replacements for him. And also there's an Alexis Sanchez video as well. I'll pop the links in the video for you so you've got them, but you can, if you're watching live, you can go and watch them now. That's great. And I'll see you all tonight. And if you are new, make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner, hologram there. Subscribe to the United Stand, get involved. And tonight at 8:30 we'll be kicking off Rooney v Rashford. Really looking forward to that. But go and watch the De Gea video and the Sanchez video. Give us your thoughts on those. I appreciate that they are controversial, both of them, but they're both based on reality, I believe. You've got to live in reality. Thanks for watching. Speak to you all later. And nice to get back on a ramble.